Hello everyone, today I want to show you a couple of projects I've been working on, and these are some projects I made for Wragg. Jean doesn't do videos, but she's very active on Facebook. She's a very wonderful crafter, does lovely vintage style craft projects, and she sent me a beautiful rack earlier in the year. Just out of the blue. It was ever so sweet of her, and we got to talking, and I'd previously made a stick pin dress form using the DIY dish tutorial, and this is it here. We were talking about it, and she was saying how she makes the dress form stick pin cushions as well, but she uses the tutorial by Debbie Shaw, and I'd never seen that one before, so I went and took a look, and we decided we'd do a swap, or I asked her, can we do a stick pin dress form swap? And so she agreed, and we decided to make a stick pin dress form for each other. It was originally going to be Christmas themed, but both of us didn't turn out that way, so it wasn't meant to be. So I've made one using Debbie Shaw's tutorial, and I must admit it is a lovely tutorial. I much prefer this dress form than the first one I did, and this is the stick pin dress form pincushion that I've made, and I've done it like a almost Marie Antoinette style, and I will take some photos because they're very difficult to film. If I put it so you can see the whole lot, people get a bit upset because they like to see it the right way around. So as you can see, in comparison, there's a huge difference in size. See that? And the shape of it is actually so much prettier than the larger one. So anyway, this is what I've done. I saw a photo on Pinterest quite some time ago, very, very similar to this. I don't think I've got it near me. Very similar style to this, but I did change it up a little bit, and I absolutely loved it, but it was on a full-size dress form, and so I decided to go with that. It's meant to be like the undergarment, you know. So I'll just show you. That's the back. That's her little what do they call it, like a little jacket or shrug, I think, that goes around her shoulders, and that's done with layers and layers of gathered lace and a little bit of wetting applique just to cover up the workings at the back there. The body is done out of this silky type of it was actually a curtain fabric that I had, and down the center I put a tiny little bit of trim here to make it look like that, you know, that's where it was all joined, and some pearls for buttons. This lovely pink lace here, and that was from Minerva. Thank you, Minerva. Some excuse me, pink beads and cream beads from Hazel. Thank you, Hazel. All this gathered lace around here was actually sent to me by Fiona, and that was wonderful because I don't actually buy gathered lace very often myself, so it was basically almost the only gathered lace I had to work with, so, and it worked out perfectly. I did have this little one here myself, and that was from a vintage wedding dress, and this from a thrift store, and those pink and cream ones are once again from Fiona, and I've just gathered it layer upon layer and put a little satin bow at the front there, and a couple of dangles from another pink lace that I have. I've got this little it's just a cream, like, I think it's some sort of fastening that I got from the thrift store, and the little pink flower in the center was also from Fiona. Thank you, Fiona. Down the bottom I've used some foam flowers. Now I have quite a few foam flowers, and I never use them because I never kind of find the right project to use them on, but I think they finished this off really beautifully. I've got some of the pink spray from Irene's store, who is seriously scrapping. Thank you, Irene. And some little white feathers there as well, and some vintage lace that was my own. a little bit of pearl beading from Hazel again, and some more pink ribbon. And I've just put that as a base there. And this base is actually, it's not one of those plate racks. I think it was like an hors d'oeuvre rack. See how that comes undone there? I can undo that. And it actually had a large plate at the bottom and then a smaller one at the top with little holes inside of it, I think to put like toothpicks or something like that on it. And so I just put the smaller one down the bottom to work as a stand. At the bottom I've put a little pink applique that Wendy gave me a while ago, thank you Wendy, and just a little who it's made by, and that stands up ever so pretty. Like that. Yes, it does stand. It's a little bit of, got a bit of a rounded bottom on it, but it does stand up nice and straight. On the top here, I've used a chess piece. Now, the only, I will put a link to the tutorial I used, Debbie Shaw's tutorial. I did change it up just a little bit because I wanted a neck on my dress form, and the pattern didn't really have a neck. So I just extended the pattern up, and I think I kind of shaped it to my own liking, which is easy enough to do. Under the bottom here, I've just put a piece, like a lace flower, just to cover up the stitching of the dress form itself. And the fabric I've made that out of is this lovely fabric that Louisa sent me. Thank you, Louisa. And so that is the lovely stick pin dress form that I have made for Jean, and I really hope she likes it. I will be sending that off tomorrow for her, and it'll be sad to see it gone. It's been sitting here looking at me while I've been doing other things. And another thing I made for Jean is a little book. Now, we didn't agree on anything else, we only agreed on the stick pin dress form, but I wanted to make a couple of extra things for Jean because she did send me a lovely rack, and it wasn't, you know, we didn't even know each other really. It was just so sweet. And I don't have a lot of like gorgeous things and big hoards of stash and things like that, so I thought, well, I can make some things for her, and I hope she likes them. So this is a book I've made. I've made it in that style everybody's sort of doing at the moment, but mine's not a doily book, mainly because if I was to make a doily book of this size, by the time I built it up to that stage, I would probably have no doilies left. So this is a paper-based book like I made for my mother, and I quite like how it's turned out. That's the front cover, as you can see. Nice little size. I've used this little flower here that was on some packaging that Louisa sent me. Thank you, Louisa. I put an applique in the center that Fiona sent me. Thank you, Fiona. And also this lovely centerpiece is from Jude. Thank you so much, Jude. I've put my own doilies around here and around here, and this lace is also from Fiona at the base there. I've used some tassel pieces just down the front part there, and this gorgeous glass trim. I love it. I love it. It's just a really pretty, you know, tassel trim there. On the side I just have a bit of tulle. I have a bow made up with some lace, and I have the centerpiece from Louisa. Thank you, Louisa. Lots and lots of laces. I have some pearl, and that was from Sonia. Thank you, Sonia. And another one in here, that one there, and that was also from Fiona. And I think it's very, very shabby, and it actually stands up, which is lovely. You don't have to have it like that. It stands up all by itself. Okay, so the first page is this one, and I'm still thinking, because I'm sending it off tomorrow, whether to write something there. I'm not quite sure, so if it changes, it changes. So I found these lovely images of these vintage ladies with hats on the Graphics Fairy website. I will put a link to that down in the description box below as well, and they're really, really pretty. and I just printed them off very small, and each page will have a different picture, and then I've just picked up the colour of the hat on the decorations around. More doilies here, a centerpiece there from Fiona, my own little trim that I found at the thrift store. Lovely doily here. I think Jude sent me that one as well. Thank you, Jude. And also that one. Oh, both of those there. That's right. A little bit of trim of my own. Lots of pearl beading in between those. I think this actually was from Helen Race. Thank you, Helen. And lots of doodads and things like that. Some lace pieces here from Tresors Deluxe. And just a doily piece in the center. Oops, we've got a bit there. And the actual base of the book is covered in this gorgeous fabric here, and that was from, I used so many things, it's a little bit, I think it may have been the Passion for Craft. That one, it's absolutely beautiful because it has like little sequins going through it as well, and some bead trim around the side here, and that was also from Minerva. The next page is a pink page, as you can see, and these little foam flowers here, they're from Irene, who is seriously scrapping, and some pearl bead trim also from Minerva, some pink one from Hazel. The doily pieces are from Jude, and that's that page. This lovely lace around the edge here was my own. That's right, from a thrift find. Then we have a blue page here, which is really beautiful, and this gorgeous cotton trim around here. Can you see it? It's really beautiful. That was from Fiona. Thank you, Fiona. Pearl trim here was from Irene, who is seriously scrapping. A little like organza flower on each side from Louisa, quite some time ago. A little bit of trim of my own. Satin flowers, and a little velvet one from Shabbylicious. And yep, I just had a little bit of trim that I sort of fashioned around the center in a scalloped manner, and that's that one. And that's the last page there, is this one. Now I know her hat sort of tends to the yellow side, but we agreed we wouldn't use yellow, so I'm pretending it's not yellow, and so I did it with golds and creams. And we have lots of little satin flowers here, some doodads, and on that's just a doily. Oh, and that's some offcuts from Tresors Deluxe, and this beautiful lace around the edge here is also from Fiona. I have some pearl trim that I found at the thrift store going under the edge there. This lovely cotton lace from Helen Race, and just a little flower I put together using offcuts from Tresors Deluxe. Some flowers from a trim Minerva sent me, and another centerpiece from Fiona, and some bling from Louisa. And then I just have the back with another doily from Jude and my name on the back as well. And that's the little book that I've made for Jean. So I think that's what I'll just put those two in the video, because I've got a couple more things to show, but I don't want the video to go for too long, so I'll be back soon with some more things. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you liked them, and I'll put some photos at the end. Bye.